Hello, everyone. Welcome to Dorks Are Dangerous, Chronicle 2, Session 6. Our wonderful cast tonight uh, includes David, Kaylee, Johnny, and then myself as your DM. So, we left off. We had a few interesting things happen, to say the least. We had a few interesting things happen in the last session. Kaylee, do you have some way to break this down for us?
Yeah. Boris got lucky last session. That
You
might have been
said
said
that so
before.
better than I would have.
He got real lucky with that bardic inspiration. And wasted, quote unquote, his action surge to do it, so keep that in mind at home, folks.
And my
Uh,
second wind.
and his second win. He sure did. Uh, Lucian and Nina officially know how to steer a ship if necessary and use navigation tools if it comes to that, which it may. We are at the Crag now, which is daunting and also kind of pretty in its own hidden gem sea cave kind of way. It's full of all kinds of different creatures. A lot of Sekulin are here, but not as big as the one that was chasing the ship. We also know that Deckard is not with Lord Alexander, which is odd. He's either listening to orders on the ship or he's vanished like the others, because our captain rarely doesn't know where someone is or what they're doing all aboard her ship. So that
Yeah,
was awkward for my brain.
that's
And
interesting, isn't it?
yeah, don't like it. And let's see what else. We get to port. We got some health potions. We got a potion of invisibility. We're all currently at the Phalorn's Rest Inn. Throtlam's the owner. He's given us food. An old face from the past on Nina's side. Gesh came in. And now we're waiting for a sloop. Hopefully we can get some information from Gesh on what we need to do next. But I think that covers just about all the general points.
Sounds good. All right, then. We'll pick up right there with you heard a commotion, and Gesh enters the establishment, recognizes Nina, and Throtlam basically tells him that he's not allowed in here. So again, Throtlam says to Gesh, "Oh no, you're not allowed in here." And he's and Gesh just simply laughs, goes into the middle of the whole tavern, if you will, area, and sits down, claims a spot, and says, "Bring us ale." And so Nina, what are you doing here?
Oh, that's a bit of a. I look back at Lucian at our table and gesture him to come up if he wants to.
What?
That's a bit of a long story.
Yes.
I don't know if we have the time for it. It's giving him a look of I really don't want to tell you. Um, but we're here now. We're looking for an item, potentially. And we're with that ship out there. The Captain Scully, she just brought us into port.
Oh,
Yeah.
that that sounds like a whirlwind adventure. What's the name of the ship you're on?
I call Lucian over. Lucian, what was the name of the ship?
If I remember correctly, it still remains unnamed at this juncture.
You're on a ship that's unnamed. You realize that's drastically bad luck.
Well, we're not on the ship anymore, and we did have the bad luck, so I think we might be in the clear then.
Oh, very well, very well.
Oh, speaking of bad luck, Gush, have you heard anything about a monstrous Sekulin in the waters around here?
Oh yes, we've seen him. He it's a beastly thing. I believe is what you're getting towards. He's much larger than the others, and he's after something.
Is that why you're here at the Crag?
I'm here at the Crag because I've been following up on rumors, and I'm wondering if some of them might be overlapping. They say that the Forge of the Gods lies somewhere beneath the sea, and the entrance is here at the Crag.
You don't say.
I do.
It's not considered the Lost Kingdom, is it? Or is
That
it just the
remains
fort?
that remains to be seen. A lot of the details are skewed and repeated and grapevined and oftentimes lost. But I'm here for the Forge. With the Forge of the Gods, we can rule the seas, or we can support the Crag, or we can drive out the evils of the world. It's something that I've been chasing for a number of years.
I think Lucian is just going to kind of look over and say, "So, you've been on this quest for quite some time. How is it that you two know each other?"
Are you referring to Nina?
Yeah. I mean, seems like you've had quite the adventurous life. I'd be curious to know how my new friend and how you guys met.
I've known Nina. I knew Nina. Last I saw her she was a tiny little girl, and I was visiting her town again through all of this that I've been working through, and it eventually brought me here over a number of years, and I have adventured with her parents. I bet she didn't tell you that. And they decided to basically stop adventuring, settle down. I went to visit them, and lo and behold, Nina.
You haven't seen them recently, have you?
Sorry, I haven't. I've been away as long as you can remember.
I see. Okay.
But I'm quite certain we could probably either contact them or send a missive of some kind.
If that's possible, yes, I'd like to explore that.
Absolutely.
But Lucian, to answer your question, yes, I've known Gesh since I was a third of how tall I am now, barely able to walk, and for a time there, I went back into the Feywilds, but when I came back out, is when I lost track of everyone.
Things had changed.
Yes.
Quite a bit more time has passed for myself, as you can see.
How old is Gesh now?
Well, he claims to be retired. So and he's not a spring chicken, but when you saw him, he was very young, 18, 20-ish years old, and he's been able to stretch his lifespan out through a variety of magical means and whatnot. So it's been, time passes weirdly in the Fae, so it's been a while. Decades. At least.
Got it. Okay. Well, we're trying to find something. We're here with another party. I gesture over in Boris's direction, and I use the term party kind of loosely. We've been given a task to find a location. I'm wondering if this is the same location you're looking.
Perhaps it is. The person, I would think that, some of the things, here and have been discovered, and so the town here, the Crag, this was discovered by a group of dwarven seagoers, which is in and of itself a bit of an oxymoron. However, when they found the Crag, they enlarged the interior, and they were drawn here by the crystals and by a variety of other things that are here naturally in the caverns. And what you see, this port, they were able to build So they built this entire thing. It was nothing more than sand and gravel and creatures and of all kinds, and they made a claim here, if you will. But most of them have moved on. There are a few that still dwell up above in the caverns and whatnot, but mostly they've moved. They've after they formed everything and they stripped it of its metals and its precious gems and whatnot, they've pretty much moved on, and others have moved in. And so there was quite a bit of time that passed, that it, for the most part, was laid unclaimed and unpopulated until recently, in the last, I would say, decade or two. It has been reclaimed and turned into this a bit of a wayward port for few that know the way. However, for further detail, the proprietor down at Gilidor's, she might know something more.
What would her name be?
Val.
Val? Oh.
Yes. She took it over some way from the original proprietor there, Gilidor.
And she'd be the one to help us locate what we're looking for potentially.
Possibly, yes. Yes.
All right. Well, thank you, Gash. It was so lovely to see you.
Wonderful. You see Thrum. He waves over at Gash.
Do you have to go?
No. You see Throtlum point to the two of you, and then at his chest. And Gash says, I believe that Throtlum is trying to tell me that the two of you are together. Is this some sort of voyage the two of you are on?
Yes, we just concluded the voyage. As Lucian indicated, we are off the ship now, and this is part of our task.
When I said together, I meant together.
Oh! She goes so beet red. No. Looks up at Lucian. No.
Lucian kind of looks around like, well, I mean, yeah, it's kind of like us and that fellow over there with the tattoo around his neck. Yeah, the three of us are together. What? Am I missing something?
Gesh looks over and he's. I'm assuming you're pointing at Boris.
Yep.
Interesting tattoo.
Have you seen it before?
I have. Yes, I have. He waves at Boris and says, Young man, would you care to join us? First round is on me.
I'm on the clock, but I'll take my break now. I stand up and I walk over.
He invites you to sit down. I mean, he's pretty big and boisterous. You can sit wherever you like at the table, of course. There's a number of other people that are in this group.
I stand there, waiting for the first round to come.
It takes but a few moments.
All right. I take it, I raise it to him, and I turn my back on the table and go back to where I was sitting.
He's a bit prickly at the best of times. I say to Gash under my breath.
I'd say, like I said, interesting tattoo.
Do you have a problem with it?
Not at all. I don't have a problem.
Good.
Do I presume that you are thus a member then?
Would I have the tattoo if I wasn't?
Yeah. Maybe. Some people find the strangest things fashionable.
Some people find new and interesting ways to get themselves killed.
I would agree with that.
Why do you ask, Lizard Man?
The name's Gesh.
Didn't ask what the name was. Ask why you were asking.
Well, if I had some information, but if you're not interested, that's fine.
Everyone has information. I have information.
I have
information in reference to what?
To the Gallowman.
Boris narrows his eyes a bit. He's like, I'm listening.
Oh, it's of no consequence to me. I just thought you might like to know that there's a Gallowman outpost right up the street from here.
I heard something about that. Left or right side?
Everything's on the same side. The other side is the she side. So it's a basically it's a single street, if you will.
Okay.
They built up this rock wall, and on top of that, I mean, it's pretty elaborate, pretty big and huge and sturdy. And then they built these things anchored into the rock. So you've got tavern, shop, and then a couple of other buildings, and one of them happens to be the Gallowman Guild.
I nod to him and raise the mug in his direction.
He gives you a nod. Best of luck. And so he looks back at Throttlem and he raises his hands on going, and they're next. And Throttlem says, they're next. They've got the from the.
Can you perceive this and be like, oh, he's talking about this, and like subtly like show the edge of the necklace on her under her cowl?
Oh, that's lovely. May I see it?
I look over at Throttlem like,
can
I show him now? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll show him the medallion.
Oh, this is something special. You must have. So this is a commendation from your captain, I believe.
Yes, Lucian and Boris have one as well.
Oh, aye. She comes through quite often. Basically, that is a combination of things here. It's a token of appreciation, a token of valor, a token of accomplishment. And everyone here at the Crag recognizes it specifically because only Captain Scully gives that particular one out. And the fact that you have them tells me that you must have been quite useful on the voyage here. Basically, you can use it as a bartering chip here to if you should you decide to go shopping or acquisitions, or maybe if you need a favor.
Boris and Lucian were far more useful than I was, but I'm curious, what do you know of Captain Scully?
So, Captain Scully, I've
Other
sailed.
than her more wily adventures.
Yes, I've sailed with her. She's fantastic. She's a wonderful captain. Her crew looks up to her. She's got a fine vessel. And I think the rest is pretty self-explanatory. She loves her. She loves what she does.
Oh, I have no doubt of that. I can see it. When you traveled with her, was there? I understand at sea people go missing because of the sea claimed or monsters, etc. Natural disasters. We'll touch on that in a moment. Did people ever go missing randomly and frequently when you sailed with her?
I'm nothing out of the ordinary. Why do you ask?
Insight check. Or do I really believe Gesh is telling the truth here?
Absolutely.
Okay.
He looks you. He looks you square in the eye. You know he's telling you the truth.
Okay. Perfect.
Other than the occasional man overboard, I haven't seen nor heard. I served with her for a better part of a year, and after the initial change out of crew, there wasn't much of a loss. She pays well. She governs well. She captains well. She used to have a great cook. Can't remember his name right now, but he was quite fantastic. And but she's very very strong and very stout and very powerful in her captaining.
I look up at Lucian, say, Lucian, you were as close and personal to the creatures I mentioned earlier as I was. Can you explain to Gesh what we battled on the ship? Not the Seklin, he knows about that, but the other creatures.
Yeah, so Gesh, we were so we ran into these, for lack of a better phrasing, sea zombies. Some of them were covered with like some sort of clam. Some of them were all a bit different, worse for wear, but for lack of a better word, a bunch of sea zombies. And we were informed that these were rather normal occurrences. So hearing from you that these are not something you've heard of before is a bit of a concern.
I have heard of them. They are a plague of the Sidhe, and they're drawn. And they attacked your ship, you say?
Not just a couple small ones, certainly there's your average garden variety, but one of these in particular seemed to be quite a massive fellow, strong enough to be wielding essentially a modified anchor that had been turned into a battle axe.
The sea claimed captain.
Yeah, that's what we're referring to, although we didn't have the chance to exchange pleasantries, so I don't know if that's actually his title, or how a seafaring vessel would work under the sea. Like captain. Anyway, yes. So one of those. So you were saying something about these being drawn.
Yes. Specifically, the sea claimed captain. He is on about a quest of his own.
He was.
You vanquished him. I'm surprised he even came on board the ship.
Yeah, thanks to the help of one of our friends here. Seems like an illusion. He seemed to be aiming to sink the ship, and a friend of ours made it look as if the ship had already been ripped asunder, and and he made the mistake of coming overboard with good old Boris and myself and a fellow with a cannon and a few other fun bits, and so that quest, he's not on that anymore unless there's more of them. I mean, I assume there's more than one captain, right? Like, it's not. I don't know.
Rumor states that there's a total of 6 different captains. 4 of them are quite formidable, and they answer to some other ranking power, if you be. And they are in search of an artifact that can grant. He looks around. It can grant ultimate power. No one truly knows what that means. But if one of these captains boarded your ship, there was a reason.
Can I history check myself or insight check myself to see if Nina helped quite a bit around the ship? She was looking for that one specific captain's box for so long, just to see if it's the item in my pocket they were after or something else on the ship.
The item in your pocket?
The scroll and the map and the key.
Oh,
if that fits the best of anything I searched on the ship of what they may have been looking for, or if I was like, no, maybe it was something else because maybe this isn't as important.
You could straight up ask Gash. I mean, he would tell you.
Okay.
He, as far as the history goes, you would certainly. Everyone has heard bits and pieces of these different tales of this artifact. Details are sketchy as far as because a lot of it is still believed true, and a lot of it is left beside the way, right? But Lucian, in his readings and teachings from his trainers and the clergy he follows, he would have heard passing tales of this. The Gallowman, because it's power related, would have heard bits and pieces of this. But you specifically, being from the Feywild, would definitively have heard about this.
Something like this. Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
This is it's bedtime story stuff. It's boogeyman stuff. It's fairy tale stuff for 99.9% of the world.
Then I would ask Gash to confirm my suspicion. Say, what is it that they're? Do you know what it's called? I have a hunch, but I would like to know if you know.
So, I'm afraid that I have not much time here with you yet, as I do have other matters to attend. But go to Gilador's, talk to Val. She is, let's just say, a lot older than she looks, and has been around, and she may have information to which, Boris, give me a passive perception.
1 moment, please.
There's no way I can run across the room and guidance in this there.
Or not passive
for any reason.
Sorry, not a passive perception, but a perception check. You've already failed your passive perception.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably fail my perception too. 13.
Yeah. So what are you doing?
I am sitting there waiting for Lord Alexander's people to show up. Whatever he's here for, and that I'm basically just running security on, is just what I'm waiting for.
All right. Are you paying attention to him? Are you listening to the story? You're only a table away. Are you listening to the story? What's?
I'm in my own world. I'm not thinking about what they're saying. I'm not worried about Lord Alexander. I'm just waiting for a brawl to break out.
I understand.
Or be told to slap someone into place.
All right. Sounds good. So yes, talk to Val. She will point you in a possibly fill in some of the gaps, as well as she could offer you up some things for that wonderful little token you have, as well as the other shop owners. It would be in trade.
Then I suppose we'll give that a shot. Thank you so much, Gash. It was so good to see you.
It's fantastic to see you again, Nina. I must take my leave. Throttle 'em. Make sure that they're taken care of, and make sure that their tab is on me. And he stands up and he gives you this great big huge dragon bear hug, and out the door he shuttles after he slams his ale and he's gone.
Lucian, last time you told that story about the princess in the tower, it was a queen in a dungeon. And there was multiple queens somehow. But anyway. Well, should we go to See, Val, should we even attempt to get him? I nod over at Boris to join us.
Well, we can certainly always ask. I mean, is Boris aware that the necklace is valuable? Maybe I don't know.
He wasn't listening to any of this, so he has no idea.
He wasn't listening to that? Perfect.
That's why. That's one of the reasons I asked him.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to look to the and say, actually, you know what? We should bring Boris along. I was thinking about some of the undead that we ran across and some of the creatures we've got, and I noticed his mace there is just steel. If we're going to be going up against some otherworldly creatures, we might want to get that silvered.
Well, that's a good idea. Let's see if we can't convince him at least to go into one of the shops.
Yeah, or I don't know. He's probably not going to let go of that mace for 5 seconds, is he?
Perhaps we convince him to buy a second. Flip a coin to see who goes talks to him.
So far I've had great success not talking to him. I think that's been working as our cadence. But I will absolutely be right behind you. But I don't think he wants. Last time I tried really talking to him, he sucker punched me in the face. So I don't think he likes my voice very much.
All right. Nina just has the most tired look on her face as she rubs her temple and gives herself guidance. And strolls over to Boris. She looks at him for a long second, takes a deep sigh as he goes to speak.
And you want what now?
Your medallion is very valuable. It can be traded for services, gold, favors, etc. We're going over next door to one of the shops to see if we can't get better weapons. You might want one. There are strange creatures about. It'd be a smart thing to do. We want to know if you want to come with us. And apparently there's some spooky thing underneath the crag that we're going to go check out. That might be really valuable.
What do you mean spooky thing under the crag?
Some cradle forge of the gods that could screw up your life wholly or make it better.
Something about ultimate power, I think, was discussed or brought up, or I feel like that phrase was used somewhere.
Yeah, ultimate power, ultimate ruin, depends who wields it. Gets to it first. I look at him.
Is that what, and I point to your pocket, it's supposed to lead us to?
I don't believe so. This is going to a bunch of different islands. I think this is a different thing, but could get money out of this as well down the road if you're interested. If you want to continue working alongside us and hit things.
Well, I can hit things with or without you. With that being said, Lord Alexander, when are your people showing up that you're waiting here for?
Actually, I have not seen them. I don't perceive them showing up necessarily anytime soon. I noticed I'm meeting them here today.
At no given time, so you could be sitting here all day like a jackass.
It could be a while. So I'm going to sit here for a bit, and then my plan is to probably send word, and then that may be all.
I'll be back later then, maybe. Just don't die if you do. Thanks for your money. Then I stand up.
I lean into Lucian real quick. I can't believe that worked. Under my breath.
I told you, you do the talking now. He enjoys it. I think he responds better to your talking.
All right, we head over to. Unless anyone objects, we're gonna head out the door and head towards Val's.
Are you ahead of me or behind me?
I would. Well, it depends. Does Boris know where he's going? If he doesn't,
well, that wasn't the question.
I would say I'm behind Boris, and then I'm gonna eventually, when he starts to turn the wrong way, I'm just gonna pull on his shirt to indicate which way to go, or tap his side or something.
Okay, I keep walking past the place. and
I know.
walking
You know
down
where
the
he's
street.
Boris.
What?
As we start to pass the store, I point at the store. Here.
Yeah, this is a store. What about it?
We
Do
need
you
to
need
go
to
in
get
here.
perfume or
We need to
toilet
go
paper?
here. We need to go here. Come on.
All right, well, you need to go there. I'm going somewhere else.
I thought you wanted to get better weapons.
No, you said I needed better weapons. My weapons are fine.
Are they magic?
No.
Then they're not better.
And you think they have magic weapons there that are going to...
I really read out Gillador's Extraordinary Arcana. They probably have something.
All right, well, if they have a magical maul, let me know. Pick it up for me. I'll pay you back.
I want to insight check that. Is he going to pay me back?
No, he's not going to pay you back.
Wait a minute.
There's
You
no
don't
way.
even need a roll.
Wait a minute.
Your passive is fine.
Thank you. I was gonna say, do we really need to roll that?
No, but for the comedic sake, I really wanted to. No, we're good. Nina's just gonna mutter something in
Let's pretend you credit that.
Eladrin. We'll pretend I credit that. Alright. Come on, Lucian, let's go see what they have to say and have inside.
Sounds like a plan.
If they don't have a maul, I don't fucking want it.
Sorry, you walked too far away. Can't hear you. Good day. I go inside.
All right. So you go into Gillador's?
Yes.
Well, the shop that you see is it's obviously of dwarven design. All of these are they're stone built and whatnot. As I described the first time when you came in, there's snakes up on the walls and kind of crazy shelf configurations. The shopkeeper again is an elderly female woman, fairly short. I mean, 5'5". Again, elderly. She has like this bonnet thing on, and she goes, "Oh, hello, welcome back."
Hello. I'm sorry for walking out earlier. I was looking for very specific items, but
Oh,
I was
fantastic items!
Yeah.
Yes, she starts pulling stuff off underneath the counter, puts them on the shelf, like these.
What
There's
has she pulled out?
There's a pouch. There's a pair of bracers. There's a hat. There's a couple of like many scrolls, other bags and things, amulets.
Well, I don't know if you know him, but Draktadar Gesh sent us your way. He said you might have information for trade.
I like him.
He is such a hoot, isn't he?
A hoot to say the least. I like that
she
accent.
Nina's just like coughs uncomfortably, because this is basically her uncle, not by blood. She's like, right, right. He is. Anyway, Lucian, I've become flabbergasted. Can you please help me?
Sure, absolutely. So, I guess on
Hello, Lucian.
Hello, how are you today?
I am wonderful. What can I do for you?
I was about to say, I hope it's a lovely day, and then I had the realization, I don't know if you can really tell time that well down here.
It's dark. It's very moist in here.
Right, so is it ever day or night? Do you guys have like a circadian rhythm kind of thing going on, or?
Of course,
anyway,
it's not day and night. It's day right now.
So,
she looks at Nina and kind of points at him and cocks her head, thumbs at him like, really? Who's this? What? Can you tell
He's
time?
my friend. Well, how are you telling time? Again, there's no sunlight.
It's light out there. You can see out the cavern through the fog. It's a light-colored fog. It's gray. It's pretty much gray here all the time. But there's light gray and then there's black.
I believe you. Just to get past this conversation.
Yeah. I didn't mean to
believe
derail
you.
it that bad.
Nina, the most polite way, I believe you.
Lucian! What can I do for you? She pulls out more scrolls.
You know, I we came here with something specific in mind, but I want to know about this hat. And Lucian kind of points at the hat that was plopped out.
Oh, this is
what's special about the hat?
This is a very special hat. It.
What about the hat makes it special?
It will if you wear it, it'll allow you to pass by, or pass as someone else.
You mean we can disguise ourselves as someone else?
Yeah, why, you didn't hear that from me.
Okay. Lucian, that might not be a bad find.
Yeah, that might be.
I have many other things.
What do you know? How about information? Do you have information?
Of course, I've been around a long time, dearie. I have many informations.
There's no one else in the shop, right?
Correct. Yeah.
I flash her the medallion. I want something worthy of this trade.
I see you sailed with Captain Scully.
Yes.
May I see that?
I don't trust. Nina is kind of like one of those people like, I don't know if I trust you. So she does lean forward far enough for her to like look at it while it's still on her neck.
Yes, she holds out her hand so she just won't, so that she holds your hand her hand's like right next to it.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to see. Well, do me a favor. Flip it over. Show me the backside. Not your backside, of course. Well, he can show me his backside, but I just want to see the backside of the medallion. And she's just staring at Lucian.
Nina, without breaking facial composure, eyebrow twitching a little bit, flips the medallion. Here's the back of it.
So you see her, she puts the medallion in her hand. If you let her, she's just kind of holding it. And then she kind of waves her hand over it to double check. And what once was a plain blank back glows briefly, and a fire rune appears for a moment. Oh, good! It's still good! Fantastic! Wonderful!
What is that?
Oh, it tells us whether or not it's been used and exchanged yet for a favor or for an item. In other words, it's current. The currency is still good.
Oh. Okay. Well, I'm gonna look to Lucian. Do we want to know about what was on the ship that may have... And I don't want you to answer this question yet. I am talking to Lucian first, ma'am. Please just hold on. Lucian, do we want to know about the sea claimed attacking the ship? Do we want to know about the thing with the gods? Or the map?
I wonder if the thing with the gods and the thing with the sea claimed might be somehow related to each other. I think we should ask about the sea claimed. It seems like that is the most common bit of known lore. We've now, Gesh has now confirmed that the sea claimed are a known thing, and some people who are in the know that the sea claimed captains are on the hunt for something. I think that would be the place to start.
Right. Miss Val?
Yes!
Regarding the sea claim, they attacked Scully's ship.
Yes, it's a common thing. The sea claimed they're out there and they attack most ships.
Yes, this one was attacked by the captain, though, as well.
I'm sorry.
What?
By the what?
The sea claim captain attacked the ship as well. We want to know what potentially was on the ship.
Her look goes very different.
Like, does it look fearful? Does it look something like she's guarded?
Before she was bright-eyed and very open and, trying to make a sale. Now she's inquisitive.
Okay. So not scared, just, ooh, this is intriguing. Got it. What is Do you happen to know what Captain Scully would potentially be carrying for a sea captain to come on board? What the item is, and can you describe it to me? If I trade the information with this medallion.
I can't think of anything that Captain Scully would be transporting that the Sea Cape Clam. I mean, it would be something of great power.
But you don't know what that great item of power is.
Hard to say. It could. They're attracted to a variety of things. It depends on what their undead agenda is, I guess. Curious, though. One of the captains would show.
Is there a way to make an insight check on myself to figure out what key component of the question I'm missing? Because Nina feels like she knows that Val knows something. It's just she just isn't giving up the goods, and I'm wondering if I need to sweeten the pot to get the goods.
Hold there. Boris, what are you doing?
I'm heading down to the Galliman base.
All right.
That's here.
Well, of course, you bypass Gilidor's. You pass a couple other stores, including Ketty's Mystical Arsenal. It appears to be a weaponsmith of some kind. You've got Horton's Hauberks, which is an armor smith of some kind. And you get a feeling that a lot of these are very special. Of course, you passed by Ebbett's Oils and Elixirs. You pass by, and then the mode changes a little bit. Down the way a bit, you see a pair of gates, but prior to the gates, you see kind of a bit of an older. It appears older, maybe claimed, unclaimed section. And in amongst these buildings, you see a sign that stands out to you for obvious reasons. It has something mercantile, blah blah blah. It's crap. It's broken. You can't read the whole thing. But in the bottom right-hand corner, you see, obviously, the emblem of the Galliman. The sign is half hanging off of one of the chains, right? It's only hanging by one chain. There were two, one on either end. The building is locked, as you can see that there's a board across the door. It does not appear to be open, and it looks a bit dilapidated and run down.
Walk around back. Is it possible to walk around back of the building?
No, all of these buildings are built partially into the rock face. So when the dwarves created them, they carved out part, right? And then, so there is no, at least from what you can see, there's no way to get around behind the building.
Okay. I hammer with my fist on the door.
You hammer and wait a few moments. There's no response. Silence other than the pounding, the echoes of your pounding.
I do it again.
As you do it, the door kind of gives way a little bit. The board is still there, but it kind of pulls free from the board just slightly as the door does open inward.
I kick the door in.
Easily.
Because what's subtle?
So on the inside, I presume you go in. You could squeeze between two of the boards easily enough, or you could rip them off. It's up to you.
I'll squeeze between them.
Yeah,
in case I need them for later.
Exactly. So the door is open. You walk in, and inside you see the room is dark. It's light enough to kind of see inside, but there aren't a lot of windows because the Galliman prefer their privacy. So the windows are up high, letting just a fraction of the light come in. It's dark. The whole building is in disarray. It appears to be abandoned.
And no one mentioned anything about it being abandoned. Just, oh, there's a Gallman base here and things like that. So that's kind of odd.
So
No one
yes,
mentioned that.
but one of the things that you know about Gallman is that they have a variety of tiers of leadership and organization. Just the fact that there's a building here means that they have an interest here, and it could have been dedicated to the time when the dwarves were here, or it could be up and coming. So even though it's not directly claimed by anyone right now, you know that because of the way the Gallman work, you could claim this.
So you said that it was in various states of disarray. Is there documentation on any of the deaths to show the last time someone was active here? With a date on it?
Give me a roll. Percentile. We'll see if you can find anything. You know what? Let's do it. We'll do better than that. Give me your best roll, investigation or something that works well for you.
Athletics. I intimidate the desk.
He intimidates the paper to show itself.
I survived to investigation.
So
he survived the ship drive with us.
But because you know what you're looking for, it's more of a whether or not you can find it. So I'm going to give you advantage. That's what I was going to say before you roll.
Well, 1 before my advantage, and then with advantage, that is a 2.
So you don't. I mean, you rifle through the papers because clearly you're frustrated. You're trying to figure this out, and you can't.
Why is everything in undercommon? Deep speech doesn't even have.
It's just cursive.
Letters.
So clearly, just so the audience knows, with advantage, he rolled a 1 and a 2.
If that is not the biggest RNG, Jesus,
that is
middle finger to Boris.
Yeah.
You know what? This is because of getting the 2 nat 20s on last time.
Give me a perception check. Sorry, give me an insight check.
So I can get a 3 on this?
Maybe.
Insight is
that's enough.
A 9.
That's enough just to make you think you do know people that you're with that you can kind of trust that might be able to help you assess what you're looking for.
I go back and get the captain then. No.
But so you probably, with some time, you could look again and again and again. So you can easily you could keep doing this. We keep doing this all day. So I'm going to give you what eventually you're probably going to find out anyway. You'll see that there's a ledger, and it's hidden in a panel behind the desk that, again, it follows along with how the Gallman work. So if you don't know, if you're not a member of the Gallman, you wouldn't even think to look there, type of thing. And so it's behind a stone. You're looking for a specific set of emblems that include the Gallman symbol, and it's kind of like a mini puzzle for those that wouldn't know what they're looking for, but for you know exactly what you're looking for. So you find this ledger behind the wall, and inside you see that the last entry was made probably, best guess, right around 4.5 years ago.
Okay, so it's been a while.
It's been a little while, but not a great while. And again, you know that the Gallman are hierarchical. And so with the right incentive, you could easily claim this for the Gallman and run it. You could create a base of operations. You could be a leader of this faction in this area. Because no one's here. And it's kind of move your meat, lose your seat, right? It's presence.
Are there barracks here?
So yes. You see that
I check it out.
Yeah, you see a door in the back of this front, funny word front, you see a door that leads to what you would presume to be the barracks, and it's actually in much better shape than the front. The front was literally a front, and it was something mercantile, remember? And so in the back, there are footlockers, beds. There are weapons and armor cabinets and shelving and racks. The armor is a little bit older, right? It's a few years older, but there's some dust on it. But other than that, it's in perfectly working condition.
So there's actually an armory here then. They didn't take everything and leave?
Correct.
Okay.
Because, and remember, even though it says mercantile on it, everyone here knows that it's a Gallman outpost. So they respect the Gallman for what they are. They know that the Gallman have claimed this. So no one's going to mess with it other than the Gallman. And so the Gallman left everything here for a reason. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, definitely. All right, I find ink and quill and a piece of paper and a nail. Is there by chance a key in here for a lock on the door, or does it seem all kind of worn away at this point?
So you can presume that they probably left in a hurry for some reason. There is a lock. With some effort, you can find the key. As you know, there is a captain's quarters right off of the barracks, back right up in front near the one side, built into the rock, fairly secure. You go in there, you find the bed, the footlocker there, and inside that footlocker, in a side compartment, there's a key. It's the he who claims it thing.
Any gold left behind? Or jewels or gems or jewelry?
So here we go. Give me an investigation check.
I got it this time. I can't roll any lower. 11. I didn't roll lower.
And again, because you know the Gallman, I'm going to give you advantage.
Get a one. Do it.
Do it. I dare you.
Okay.
Oh, so close.
4. So 11.
So you know it's here. You know there's something here because they have to fund it, right? You know how this works. But you didn't find it.
Okay. I write on the paper, stay the fuck out, and I nail it on the front of the door, and then I lock the door.
Okay.
And go catch up with these two ding-dongs.
Sounds good. All right, Boris concluded that. We're back with, and he's approaching the shop. You guys are conversing with Val.
Yep, and basically I'm trying to figure out, without coming out asking, if she's looking to sweeten the deal for the information I want, because it feels like she's very much beating around the bush.
Well, so what are you trying to do?
She knows that it sounds like she knows there are items of power, or she is speculating on the items of power, but she's not giving us the potential names of the items that the sea captains are looking for. Maybe she truly doesn't know, but the way she's been talking, saying, oh, that's intriguing, that's very interesting, right. It sounds like maybe she knows, but is not willing to give up the information for just the medallion.
So the sea claimed are a bunch of, for the most part, are a bunch of mindless soldiers. Okay, they're literally mindless soldiers that are being commanded by the up and ups. The captains also take orders, but they are more intelligent. The fact that you guys took one down is already pretty amazing to her, in the sense that she's trying to figure out how that even happened. But what she stated is, well, why don't you insight check?
Okay. 15.
You're pretty confident that what she stated so far is true. There's clearly more to it. But it's without more information, she can't be more specific, right? Because what she stated is absolutely true. They rule the parts of the depths of the sea, and they are simply by default they're looking to expand their kingdom to what they command. They would love to command the entire ocean, right? But that's very lofty goals. She doesn't know what their current goal is because she's not in league with them.
All right. Well, since she doesn't seem to know anything about that or much of that, I'll ask her, what do you know of the Forge of the Gods?
Well, as far as the sea claim, they had to have been looking for something on the ship, but I can't imagine what it would be. As for the Forge, that's the Forge. It's, the story says that the Forge of the Gods is the Forge of the Gods. That's where all the gods created their weapons.
Do you know where it is?
No, I don't know where it is.
Nina's gonna look to Lucian and be like, I'm not sure what to ask here.
I think
while you're talking, you notice that while you're asking these questions, you notice she kind of scoops all of her scrolls up and puts them gingerly back under the shelves. She's beginning to take the other elements, the other items off the counter as you talk as well, because she's uncertain where you're going with your questions.
I think maybe since this kindly woman Val here is a shopkeep, perhaps we've been rude by not asking or purchasing some of her wares. I kind of looked at her and say, Val, so let's ask you this one. If there were, I don't know, these sea-claimed captains, right? These are some fearsome foes. Do you have anything that might help some fellows like ourselves should we encounter these creatures again?
The sea claimed?
Mm-hmm. Any nice smiting weapons? I think we might be, and kind of looks to Nina, I think we're in the market for a maul. Specifically, if you have a magical maul of any type, I think that might be something we'd be interested in too. I wouldn't mind a lovely upgrade of my my sword either. If you have something with a little more smiting power, that'd be great.
I'm not one who deals much in... First of all, I wouldn't worry too much about the sea claimed coming in here. I would be much more worried about the Sekulin that have started to take up hostage here.
Well, then perhaps that'd be a better question. So regarding the Sekulin, we did happen to see a pretty beastly one of those as well. Do you have any information for, if that's a concern, do you have any information on what those might be weak to, or what kind of things maybe we should equip ourselves with so that we are better protected against those fellows also?
When you say a beastly Sekulin, what do you mean?
I mean big enough to crawl up the side of a large galleon ship and grab a man off the deck and jump off like it was nothing. So, bigger than anything we've seen here since we got to port, for sure.
You're speaking of the Sekulin Chosen. They are very formidable.
Well, that sounds terribly ominous. Yeah, so can you tell us any information about the Sekulin, of things that maybe would give us a little bit of an edge?
Well, the Sekulin can certainly go into a blood frenzy. Beware of that. Other than that, I know that they're... All right. You know what? Give me the person you need isn't here. Give me a persuasion check. Boris, where are you at right now? I will let you choose.
I'm heading to catch up with them. So it depends on how long my stuff took, if they're still there.
I would say that you're probably at the front of the shop right now.
Okay, I go back to the bar. No, I go into the shop and look at these two. Like, you still here? You haven't figured out what you want to buy yet?
Hello! Welcome to my shop. What can I do? I'll be right with you.
Don't worry about me. Take their your deal. I'm associating.
Yeah, he's with us. We're all together. The three of us are all together. I think that's how. That seems to be like an acronym for something. But yeah, the three of us are together. Don't worry about it.
Come up.
Nina
Don't
almost
be
raised a
shy.
brow at Boris. And like when he said almost stick together, she's like, "Oh, you're gonna say it."
Don't be shy. Come up to the front. It's okay.
I'm good here.
So she's looking around. When you asked her this question, she's that's what she was looking to see if as he entered the shop. The Sekulin are they just past the town gates. It's said that they have started to claim part of the caverns below. And you said that Gesh sent you here?
Yes, he said you might have information regarding the Sekulin, the sea claimed.
It's
Who are you looking for? You keep looking around.
It's said to say that the Forge of the Gods is is beneath the ocean. And the only way to get there is through a magical portal. But you need the key.
Is it a key?
Yes.
A key with a sapphire laid into it?
No, this is not a tip. It's not your traditional key. It's a very special key. Interesting that Gesh would send you to me. But besides that...
Well, he sent to your shop to go here. Is there someone we should have spoken to besides you? No offense, but it seems like you're looking for someone to come through the door.
Oh, That's interesting. He never mentioned... We discussed the forge before, and it's odd that he would send you in his stead. In any event, that's mostly what I know. If you're looking for magical weapons, I would try Keddy's. Keddy's is the next shop over. He deals in enchantments of weaponry, and then there's Horton's. He deals in enchantments of armors.
I turn back and look at Boris. I don't want to hear it.
Well, yes. You already know what the answer is.
Yes, I do. So go next door for your magic. It's fine.
You can hear it in your own head as a reminder.
As long as it's not out loud.
They are, if you've got the coin, of course. Or...
sufficient coin. And
have you accomplished anything here with this old broad? Yes, no. I don't like her voice. I like her voice worse than I like his.
We need to go talk to... Oh, go ahead, Lucian, please.
Just as a real... You know what? So I think Lucian's going to say, actually, Boris, we did get something. We found this hat. And I'm going to point to the hat, if it's still out. And I would say, Val, I would like to buy this hat from you, if that's quite all right. I find it quite fascinating that there's hats in an underground city. and also one that disguises seems helpful. Not that there's anything special about the hat, just yes, we would like this hat. And then I would look to Nina and say, Nina, do you have the money? Could you buy the hat for me?
I might be able to. How much is the hat?
Well, the hat I could let go since you know Mr. Gesh. I could let you have it for 4,500.
You don't have that kind of money. We could kill her and take it.
Madeline? Would you take the medallion instead?
Oh yes, that's a guaranteed that I'd get my money.
I hand over my medallion to her as a thank you to Lucian for giving me his coin.
The hat is stupid. You're all stupid. Let's get going.
So she takes your medallion. She flips it over. She removes the enchantment. The rune disappears, and then sets the medallion back down on the counter. And she hands you the hat.
Now, Val, before we, of course, walk away with this purchase, how does the hat work? Is there a command word? Is there something I need to say? Is it multiple use? I assume it's multiple use, or I'll be very upset.
Well, you did describe it quite well.
Well, I know it's I whisper disguise self, but
yes.
Does he just put it on and it recharges after 24 hours? What's the limitation?
So long as you're wearing the hat, it works.
And you just look like whoever you want to be?
Yeah.
Was my understanding?
That's
it doesn't.
That's
wonderful.
basically how it works.
Excellent. I'm going to say, well, let's just give this a quick try before we go, and I'm going to put the hat on.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to look like Deckard.
You see some shimmering and some, changing happening, and you now look exactly like the image of Deckard that you have in your mind.
Wonderful. Then I look to Boris and Nina and I say, so, shall we go back to Throttleland, or do you have somewhere else you'd like us to go? Or somewhere else in mind, Boris?
I don't know why you're doing this unless you plan on robbing Lord Alexander, in which case I will support you in whatever you want to do for a modest cut of the proceeds.
Just remember, Lucian, you don't sound like Deckard, so we gotta be careful of that.
He doesn't.
Right.
I couldn't tell the difference.
You might want to clean your ears out. I think the syphilis is getting to them.
I got that from you.
I'm sure.
Excuse me, I have one request.
Yes?
Oh, she's still talking?
No, Sonny, don't worry about me. You can come back and see me anytime.
Oh, I wasn't.
You are, Spa. I can tell. I like you too.
We've got things to do. Are you two done here? What's your question, old crone?
Well, should you happen to go down and visit the Sekulin, and should you happen to find a particular amulet, I would pay you well if you happen to bring it back.
What do you mean amulet?
Well,
what does it look like?
They may have acquired one of my amulets, and I've been trying to retrieve it.
Does it look like a starry night in the center of a platinum heart-shaped metal casing?
That seems oddly specific.
That's very specific. I was wondering the same thing.
Why?
Yeah, I think Lucian also looks at Nina and is like, that is very specific.
Wow.
Is it that?
Could you describe it for me?
Nina is now getting to a point where she actually looks visibly angry, and she goes, It is a stone set in a platinum casing. It looks like a heart around the stone. The stone looks like a galaxy that constantly shifts and absorbs magic. Is that it?
No.
I'm like leaning forward on the table.
No, it's not. It is in a nice setting, but it's more of a fiery amulet. The one you speak of, I would be interested in that one too.
I'm sorry. I needed to confirm. I'm sorry. If we see it, we'll look into it for you.
I appreciate it, and don't worry about it, dear. Come back anytime. But I would, like I said, I would pay you handsomely for that, should you have come across it.
Great. So we look for this amulet and we beat up these snarks. We punch them in the nose. They run away. That's how it works. All right.
Well, Boris, it's in order to get to the forge, but at the bottom of the ocean, they have the thing that we need to get down there. They know how to use it, I believe. We could fight the sharks if you really want to, but I don't think that's going to get us down there.
All right. So we are limited on our time here. So we need to get going.
So quick question. Johnny, did Boris sign the note that he left on the door?
I didn't say he did, but if I had thought about it, he would have.
Yeah, I figured he might have, because we talked about it being a position play, right? Or power play.
Right.
All right, cool. All right, so you have your treasures. You have your. I presume you've got enough. You spent your money enough to where you have the potions you need. If you need to buy something specifically, we can handle that. We can deal with that too. You now have a quest given to you by Val. I like Val.
I adore Val.
So hopefully all of this correlates with what we're looking to do in the end here. So again, we're on a timetable, so we need to go smash some brains quick.
Well, if you think with your items, I don't see why that's not a problem to go deal with the Sekala now for passage.
Yeah, well, you have 30 words to use before I start swinging.
That's very specific, Boris.
Yeah, just like an amulet that looks like night with metal in middle and holes on side and whatever else you described that I forgot. That was very specific.
Are you done?
No, I can keep going, but...
You're the one who wants to bash brains. They're over there.
Alright, you have 30 words or less. Before I start smashing Succulent.
Out of character, I'm surprised you didn't say, you now have 25 words. So, anyway.
He meant to the Succulent, not to him, but yes, that's also way too clever for him. So
yeah.
Don't give him the credit that he doesn't deserve.
We head, unless Lucian wants to do something else, we head towards the second.
Nope, I think we head towards the second then.
You take Val's directions. Pretty simple. It's a single street. Heads down to the shops, which include the Gallaman, of course, the Gallaman's Guild. And then there are a set of gates. Outside either gate is a set of guards, human, elf, half elf, quite a variety. But there are 4 2 ballists on either side and 4 harpoons on either side, and they're all manned. So they take this very seriously, this entry into this port and into this area. You realize that if you show them your amulet, you'll be able to get back in your commendation amulet. And so you go down past this. It weaves down and around. At the end of all the dwarven modifications, there is kind of a rocky crag beach, and you can see water draining down a stairway that goes down about 10 feet and then turns into a tunnel, a cavernous tunnel.
Is it super dark down here?
Well, the further down you go, the darker it is, yes.
I produce flame and hold it in my hand so the other two can see.
You go down, you go into this cavern, and the water continues to trickle. It's flowing in, and you are now very clearly below sea level. It goes on for about another 150 feet, and then there appear to be little water carved out areas. So it looks like the dwarves knew this was here, but somehow the water is being removed right now, pumped out, or in some way removed from this area to reveal it. So otherwise, this at one point at least could easily be all underwater. And you come up upon the area, and you've gone down. I mean, this whole time you've been going down as well. You come upon exactly what Val described. 3 Sekulin guards that you saw from up above. They're standing in front of a chamberway entrance. They haven't noticed you.
We're about 30 feet away, you said, around the corner, or?
You're probably about 30, 35 feet away. Yeah, you can see them. Too much noise and they'll hear you. It's a cavern. It's going to echo. But you've been able to approach them. As you approach, you probably heard a little bit of talking as they're talking in their Sahuagin language.
I looked at theirs. Well, I can cast invisibility on one of you. I can pass without trace the party if we want to get in close and listen, or just start swinging and make them give us what we need to get through. Or we can pretend to be one of them.
I'm going to be very loud in my armor, and I don't know what language they are speaking. I can wait here if you want to try one of the other options, but I don't think I don't think there's really a stealthy choice for me.
Or as I assume your option is to bash brains as soon as possible.
It's effective.
True. But we don't know if they'll tell us anything.
I mean, do we know that they're all evil?
They're aggressive. Well, we know they can be aggressive, but that's just how people perceive them, which...
And we know the one was possibly startled by something else, and he was quite the beefy boy. It might not be a bad idea just to say hello, which I can definitely do. And then if you want to do something around that, although I might be out of luck if they don't speak common.
We can certainly give that a shot, and I'm going to cast Enhance Ability on Lucian. And because you're going to be trying to do the talking, actually, just in case this goes south, you're going to get Bear's Endurance.
Cool, thank you. How long does that last? Up to an hour. Ooh.
As long as I hold concentration, and I'm a warcaster, so I've got advantage if they hit me.
Cool. Yeah, so I think with that, Lucian's just going to say, all right, get ready for plan B. And then he's going to step out from the corner and look over to the Sekulin and say, hello, do you guys speak common?
They look at you, they glare at you, they snarl. One of them says something in Sahuagin, the other laughs. The third one says something else in Sahuagin, and they're advancing.
I think so. Lucian kind of goes, okay, so maybe not common. How about undercommon? And then Lucian says, hello, do you happen to speak undercommon? And he just continues like kind of gesturing, but in a very like friendly, disarming way. And I guess kind of like walks towards him as well.
I speak up and start walking up behind Lucian, and I say in Primordial, which would include Aquin, like, I will murder both of you if you don't talk.
They probably might understand a portion of what you said, including the word murder.
That makes sense.
Right?
I like to get the key phrases. I like to get the key phrases.
Yeah, so they hear murder, speak, murder. That's what they hear. One of them stays back, and the other two advance in your direction.
Have they drawn weapons yet?
Oh, they already had them drawn.
All right. Then Lucian looks to Boris and says, all right.
That was like...
I cast Fairy Fire.
That was like 30 words. And I rage.
Cast Fairy Fire.
By the way, they carry tridents as well.
I go to cast Guiding Bolt.
All right, please.
Second level.
So, since this is a happening interaction, There's no surprise, so please roll initiative.
That's a
3.
dirty 20. Dirty 20.
14.
I'm curious how long the corridor is. It's about 30 feet away, you said?
From the bend in the cavern, it was about 30 feet.
Okay, I'm like around the bend, gonna try and cast guiding bolts. I have some crush. I'm like leaning out to shoot it.
Okay. Well, Nina, you are first, so if that's what you choose to do, then that's what you choose to do.
By the way, Lucia, if you didn't, or Dave, you haven't already, it's 2d6 HP.
I did not. For some reason, I thought you were going to roll it. I will do
Oh,
that.
I can roll if you want.
I think you'll have better luck. Yeah, go for it.
Okay. That's a 7 for you.
Thank you very much.
So I'm gonna guiding bolt the one of the two that's approaching, so probably the one that's closest to Lucian, because I assume Boris is already charging way ahead on his.
Which side are you on, Lucian, left or right?
Let's go ahead and say right.
That's an 18 to hit.
That does hit.
Fantastic. And this is level 2. I said that earlier. So it's 5d6. That's a good old 15. And now illuminated in radiant light. And I'm going to use the rest of my movement to duck back behind the corner so they can't see me.
Yes, that one definitely hits, and you do 15. All right, very well.
The next attack roll made against the target before the end of my next turn has advantage, so the next attack will get advantage.
Cool.
Okay.
Then I will bonus action go into form of the archer for my starry map. And that's it.
Then they're going to go. These front two are both going to close the gap. One on Lucian, one on Boris. First one is going to attack Lucian. Does a 20 hit.
A 20 does hit.
14 piercing damage.
Okay.
Ouch.
Well, that's it for my temp hit points.
Good to know.
And it's also going to try to bite you. To which it misses with a 10. Boris, the other one's going to attack you. Does a 15 hit.
No.
All right. And his bite, a 21.
Oh, yeah, all day.
He does 13 points of piercing damage.
So,
Which I assume is
6
half.
with...
Yeah, 6.
Yep.
That's their turn. Lucian, you're up. But the other one's just staying back. He's staying in the doorway of to protect the door.
Okay. Well, I
For this
think
turn.
I'm going to smack him with the longsword. And this would be with advantage because of guiding bolt.
Yes, this one is with advantage.
21.
Yes, that hits.
I am going to be doing a smite on this.
Ooh.
Okay, so that would be the 11 for the sword, and then another 11 with the smite. These are not undead.
Correct. With those 3 attacks, you've already rocked him pretty hard. Anything
Excellent.
else?
No, that is going to be it for me.
There's a solid space between the two of them, so you can maneuver around behind whatever. There's plenty of room to maneuver. Boris, you are up.
Can I flank the one on Lucian without giving up an attack of opportunity?
You could step in between the two of them. However, if you stay there, be aware that you'll be giving them advantage.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
But you could always
because I plan on killing him before that happens.
Fair.
So I'm raging. So I'm gonna swing on the one that Lucian hit. 27 to hit.
That hits.
All right. So I need to roll that, and then add another 2 to that, and then add that to that. So that's going to be 12 damage.
All right. He's still up.
I will action surge then.
He's really hurt.
Like, really, really hurt.
Like, if your next attack was beastly, you could end him.
Oh, I want to punch him in the face, but that's not going to be beastly.
That's
All right, I'm going to swing. 25 to hit.
That hits.
That's going to be 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 damage.
Well, 16 was exactly the beastly magic number. I'm not kidding you. I'm looking at it right here. One less, and he's still up. So you right now you are smiling. Your shiny smile is very happy with your brand new maul.
Oh, I'm just snarling. I'm enraged. I'm just killing these sharks because Johnny is terrified of sharks. So I'm living the dream.
Oh, interesting. Ooh, maybe some intimidation could happen there. All right.
There is never a scenario where I will fight a shark and the
Right?
shark won't have advantage.
Ever.
So no, ever. Not once, not never.
I totally agree. I'm
So
exactly the
revenge
same.
is in D&D.
All right. Yeah. So you swing your hammer down hard on this guy after all these previous attacks, and in one round you have managed to take out one of these suckling raiders. But I would like to point out, only one.
And now, blood frenzy. You gotta watch for that.
Yes, that is one of their things.
Is it my turn?
It is now. Yes. Yeah, I was just making sure everything was done there for Boris. Yes.
Okay.
It is now your turn.
Fantastic. I'm going to cast Fairy Fire. Are these two within 20 feet of each other, the remaining two?
Yes, they are.
Perfect. I'm going to try and hit them both. They need to make dexterity saving throws, DC 13. Otherwise, they're going to be illuminated by Aurora Borealis light.
They both failed. They are both fairy fired.
All right, you all get advantage on your attack rolls against these two creatures.
Okay, yeah. I guess they're up then. So the first one, the one that's right there, he's going to obviously attack Boris. I assume a 7 does not hit.
Niet.
And he's going to try and bite you again. And a 10.
Niet.
Nice. All right. The other one is going to move up. And he also is going to attack Boris. That is a miss as well. You guys are not rolling well. Holy cow. And an 11. So there's another pair of misses.
I am not impressed by their performance.
I am not either.
We are shooketh.
There was really bad rolling. I'm not kidding. Like 6s and 7s. All right. Lucian, you're up.
All right. So I guess neither of them have taken damage at this point. We have advantage on all attacks, yes?
Yes.
Cool. I mean, then I smack one with my longsword.
Okay.
15?
15 hits.
Cool. I'm gonna hold on to my smite, I think.
So which one are you hitting?
We'll do the one that's already been hit. 9 damage.
Very good. Okay. Anything else? Movement? Bonus?
As far as movement, yeah. Is there a way for me to get Boris flanking? Well, I guess it doesn't matter if flanking because we could have advantage anyway. I think Lucian is just gonna kind of stand there, more or less, trying to be in the way so that they can't get past Nina without getting an attack of opportunity from me. And that'll be it.
Boris, you're up.
All right, I swing on the one Lucian hit. 19.
That hits.
That's going to be 14, 15, 17 damage.
Nice. That makes him very unhappy. He is. You rocked him a bit.
Well, he can die mad. I'm done.
Okay. Nina, you're up. Did you want to move or anything?
I'm gonna poke my head back out around that corner. That's about as far as I'm moving. And
I'm sorry. I meant Johnny. Did he want?
Oh, okay.
No, they can't hit me. Bring it.
I'm gonna use my other free guiding bolt at level 2 to attack the one that looks more damaged. Not the one that was at the gate, but the other one that's more damaged. There's a 16 hit.
It does.
You have
Perfect.
advantage. You have advantage.
Oh, I have advantage.
So.
Always roll advantage.
Go for that 20.
It's the 16 would be great. So that's gonna be 5d6 radiant damage plus the d8. So give me a moment. Let's see. So that's 14 radiant, and give me that number 6. So 14 plus 6.
20.
To smack him around. My free action is, because I don't know, I hope they speak common, they're just being jerks about it. I'm gonna say, unless you want to die like he's about to, put down your trident. And I'm speaking to the one that's just walking up, like the one that just walked up and is fresh.
All right.
And I back up behind the pillar again like a coward.
They don't seem to react. It's their turn. They don't seem to react at all to what you said. Best guess is they're not understanding you.
Got it.
So this one is going to move around. He's going to gain advantage. Okay. Well, he critted with the advantage.
Okay. That'll happen.
It can, right? Total damage is 19.
So 10.
Yes. And he's also going to bite you. And 21.
Damage or to hit?
That's he rolled a 23 to hit.
Okay, so 21 damage. Okay.
His bite, they're beastly, and that's piercing.
All right. Well, I'm leaking.
And the other one is going to. So now the other one's going to attack. That one, 22 hit.
Yeah. Anything over 16.
9.
Okay.
Of course, I think that's halved, right?
Yep. And
the last attack, he's going to try and grapple you, and he misses with a 13.
Yeah, 13's gonna miss.
All right.
Knock on wood.
And that's the end of their turn. Lucian.
Isn't a grapple a contested roll?
He didn't even hit him.
Ah, okay. I thought you didn't need a hit. I thought it was just a contested roll.
He was trying to do a double claw attack on him.
Ah, okay, gotcha.
And he just straight up missed, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you still have to roll a grapple, and then it's resisted after that.
I mean, we could do it that way if we want.
No. It's all good. If he has an attack that does a grapple, I just thought it was a standard, like, PC type grapple. It's all good. I'm going to smack the one that's already damaged. 24. Looks like that should do it.
Yeah, that'll hit.
8 damage.
He is really hurt.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and use the, whatchamacallit, Divine Smite again for an additional 13.
And with that, you've wiped another one off the board. He is done.
Cool. Thank you very much. Let me just check something real quick. Yeah, no, I don't think that'll be useful. Okay, yeah, that is it for me then. I don't know if there's really any point in really moving if there's only one of them left, so I am good.
Should he try and move, you could provoke an attack of opportunity.
Oh, I gotcha. So I will just, then I will move so that I am engaged with him, essentially.
Boris, your turn.
I'll start with my bonus action to second wind.
Wait, I thought you didn't have it. Because the captain.
Because the captain.
Oh, you get it back after a short rest.
Yeah, he had he rested.
That's right.
Remember?
Yeah.
At the fucking place he was resting. Yeah.
Well, look at you trying to bring about my death.
I mean, if he's down, need a curing him. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I'm still up and I'm swinging. 27 to hit.
27 hits.
Take 17 damage.
All right. Solid hit. Anything else?
No, I'm just gonna stand there, bleeding from bites and
Dead
stab
fish.
marks.
All right.
Dead fish look.
Mina's up.
He hits next. And how does Boris look? Does Boris look just a little better? Is he still pretty woozy?
He looks a little better.
He's bloody.
Yeah.
Got it.
He hurts
Still.
Okay. Mina is gonna see this, and she's gonna come up right behind him to cast Cure Wounds, and you're gonna feel, hopefully not turn around and swing on me, but you're gonna feel like a warm, pleasant feeling in your back as you get a D8 plus 3 here. That's a 10. I'm gonna move diagonal and back 10 feet. So I bonus action hand you a potion, and put it into your. Do you have one free hand or is it all two-handed?
It's two-handed.
I shove it down into your pocket and say, "It's a potion."
What?
It's a healing potion. Drink it. And I back up. I back up to as far far back as I can get. Probably, I can't get behind cover again, but I'm back at the curve of the tunnel.
Right. Okay, you do that. It is their turn. Nina, why don't you give me a D6?
Okay. Goodbye, everybody. That's a 4.
All right, he is going to switch his focus momentarily to Lucian.
Sounds good.
He is going to attack you with his trident. Does a 16 hit?
Does not.
Oof. We needed that to hit. And he's going to try and bite you.
We needed that to hit.
He needed.
True DM right there.
20 though.
A 20 does hit.
And that's going to be 15 piercing damage.
Cool. 1 sec.
Don't you have an ability to negate that?
Sure do. So how much did you say that was?
15.
15, so I take 5. So I got 10 on my stone's endurance.
That's the end of his turn. Lucian, you're up.
Here we go. 20 to hit.
20 hits.
That's going to be 11 slashing damage. And I think since there's only one of these guys left, I am not going to worry about using a smite on it. So yeah, that's gonna be that. Just smack him with the sword, and I don't really have any bonus actions I can do at this point. So that is gonna be it.
Boris, you're up.
Well, I'm just gonna swing on his face.
I would do that.
25.
That's gonna hit.
20 damage.
Oof. Yeah, he is not looking good. You rock him pretty solid. That one smashes right upside his sharp face, and you knock a couple teeth out.
I'm gonna wear them.
Souvenirs.
I am done then.
Nina.
As my free action, do I perceive any other sharks coming?
Give me a perception check.
That's a 22, my good sir.
You do not perceive any coming.
Fantastic. Is that my action or my?
No, that's
free?
just that's
That is
free.
Thank you, because I realize that probably is an action, but I just want to make sure. Okay.
No, that's
So-
that.
All right. So then, at first level, actually, I'm not gonna waste my spell on this guy. He's hurting so bad. I'm gonna use produce flame on him. 24 to hit. D8 for the fire, and then it's gonna be a D8 for the radiant.
Okay, yeah. You just basically you throw, from what I can see, you throw a mini fireball, if you will, a frisbee, a flaming frisbee.
Wing! It just
So 6 damage.
for the fire, and then a D8 for the radiant damage because I'm in the archer form.
So 13
So
total.
13. Mm-hmm.
He is really looking rough, but he's still up.
And I'm not getting closer, so that's it for me.
He is going to attack Boris. He hits with a 24.
Yep.
Total damage is 23.
Okay.
And he is going to also try and finish off with a bite. That's going to hit. How you looking there, Boris? You still okay?
I'm bleeding again, but I am going to outlast him.
Yeah, you're probably right. 19.
Fuck this guy.
He's going. He's doing the best he can to take one of you with him. Oh crap! I just realized something. You are. I have to roll that one more time. Both of those attacks because he blood frenzies because you guys are bleeding. Just checking to see for a crit. No, not on that one. And not a. It was there. That's it. That's the end of his turn. Lucian, you're up.
I got 9 hit points left. I'm
You're
fine.
fine.
You're
Oh,
fine.
God.
I'm not worried about you.
Good thing I saved all my
that goes
level
without
1
saying.
spell slots.
All right, so that's 24 to hit.
That is
Right, we still have Fairy Fire up, yeah?
Yes.
Yes, I've not been hit, so it's still up.
All right, that'll be 11 slashing damage.
That will finish him.
Wonderful.
You come down with your long sword. You basically did exactly what you guys said. You wanted to do, get a little sushi. That's what you got going on right now. He falls.
Fantastic.
And all 3 of the Seklin are now dead.
Are these guys wearing clothes at all, or do they got the breeze between their knees, sort of thing?
Like, yeah, are they Pooh Bear in it, or can we loot?
They're not. They're not. They are definitely. They are.
Breeze between the knees.
Oh my god, that's awesome! Breeze between the knees. They are not breeze between the knees in it.
So they're nipping. Got it.
They do have kind of like a hide covering their bottom part, not much more than a loincloth, but their armor is their natural skin. You do see that they have a variety of things on them. They've got pouches, they've got their tridents. Somebody want to give me an investigation check?
I've got a +1 investigation, and I'm specifically, if someone's got proficiency, I would love the help.
I have a -1 to investigation, so I think Lucian is going to legitimately look them over and be like, do they have anything on them? Anything, any writing, any books, anything about orders? Completely oblivious to anything else.
I'd like to guidance myself before going to look to see if they have. I'm specifically looking for the amulet, but if they do have useful things other than their weapons, I'll snatch that too. Chipmunk it away.
I bash the brains in.
As I'm like, oh, could you not have waited until I stepped away? And I wipe blood off my face.
I keep my rage going by attacking them.
17, and then with the guidance, it's a D4, so 18.
Oh, so right away you find the key to the door behind you.
What does the key look like, Bruce?
It looks pretty. It looks fairly normal as far as a key goes. It's very, it's made of a different configuration than what you're used to, because they live under the sea and whatnot. But for the most part, you can tell that it's a key with a prong up, 2 prongs down. Fits this lock that they were guarding to this door.
Fantastic. Well, I found it. Oh God, Boris, are you okay?
I'm fine. These things are nothing.
How many fingers am I holding up?
Seeping from all the bites, from all the trident wounds. I'm in single-digit hit points.
So,
how many fingers am I holding up, Boris?
I don't know. How many am I holding up? I give you the finger, and then I punch one of the sharks in the face.
In all fairness, that probably would have been a little bit different, because they would have frenzied sooner. But in all reality, they had pretty good attacks. Boris might have went down.
Nina's gonna try to carefully scooch towards Boris so that he doesn't smack her on his frenzy swings, and get behind him and cure wounds him again at first level, just to try to get him a little better.
My hate and self-loathing heals me again.
This is me, don't smack me.
Lucian is just very confused, he says he's fine, and just uses lay on hands on himself and does not heal Boris.
You get 7 hit points back, so you're in the double digits again.
Yeah, still not good, but okay.
He's saying he's fine, so I just...
You gave him a health potion too, right? And he's not taking it. So, if he was hurt, he would have taken the potion for sure, right?
It's true. Oh, Lucian, here's one for you as well. I give you.
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. I'm back to full health. You hold on to those.
Allow my hubris and toxic masculinity to be my downfall. Thank you.
All right, so I go up to the door, I guess, and should I? I'm gonna listen to see if someone's on the other side first. And I put my ear to the door. Do I hear anything?
It's really difficult to hear. It's a pretty thick, heavy, dwarven door. You can see that this was made to lock on this side.
Okay.
And that's why these Succulent Raiders are there.
So it's supposed to lock on this side.
Yeah, because the dwarves build it to keep things out.
Yeah. Oh, out. Okay.
Yeah, out, because they consider this area theirs, right, when they built it. So this door is meant to keep things, and that's why the Succulent are on this side, so that they can unlock it. Does that make sense?
It does, but that kind of... so the other side of the door is where the Succulent have nested, so to speak.
That's what you're guessing, yes.
Is there a gap under the door? I don't want to open it.
No, this is dwarven made. This is
Okay.
Yeah, no. In fact, it opens inward. Even.
Outward. Oh, inward.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, the opposite of where you are.
I'm gonna look to the party. Well, before I open this and possibly unleash hell, do we want 2 short rests so you guys can catch your breath? I know I need a rest, Boris, if that's okay with you.
If you need a rest, then you rest.
I'm gonna look at Boris, and then I'm gonna look at Nina, and I'm gonna be like, I think he said he's good. I'm good if you guys are good.
Nina's gonna look at the clotted wounds and be like, I did.
And the rage coming down because they haven't attacked anything, and he's just wavering like he's punch drunk at this point.
Yes.
I'm gonna look at Lucia and go, I did use several spell slots. I'd like to regain those.
Okay. I mean,
Actually,
yeah,
that'd be a
that's
long
no problem
rest,
with me at all.
That is a long rest, though, to get those spells back. Fuck.
All right. So in total, you will have found between the 3 of them, they each had 30 platinum pieces. One of them is carrying a clear gem, one a red gem, and one a green gem. And like I said, also have any gear. They're tridents, pouches, which are whatever.
I'll hand 1 gem to each the men, and then I'll take one for myself and put it in my hold. Just hold on to these. We might need them later.
You recognize these as the 2 Sekulin that you saw when you first got off the ship.
And does this amulet... these are just gems, right? They're not amulets?
Correct.
Cool. We recognize them from when they came off the boat. I relay that.
And you get this in your investigation. You kind of recognize the scar that one of them has across his chest and distinguishing marks.
I relay all that to the men and go, well, I'll need 4 hours to get some of my spells back, and I don't think we have 4 hours. And Boris, you look like you're about to fall over. You are swaying so much, I think we're still on the boat. We can keep going, but again, I've used some spell slots, and I'll need at least 4 hours to rest. I don't think either of you can carry me through a trance and let me sleep.
Well, do you just want to wait here?
Yes, Boris, I want to wait here.
All right. Nothing can come out that door. You have the key.
I liked the sarcasm in that. Yes, I want to wait here.
She's not really kidding, but at the same time, she's just like...
The way you said it, though.
No, I know. If you two don't mind, yes, I need at least 4 hours undisturbed so I can get the spells and keep you from bleeding out more. I do have more potions for you, but this will help us in the long run.
If you want to sleep, then we sleep.
And she looks at him and goes, thank you.
Fuck
kind of
off.
like taking
I start walking away.
Okay, she's like, well, that's more like it. And she's gonna like lean against the door and just like go into the trance pose. I'll bear hoodie up, all the things.
Oh, I thought you didn't want to sleep here. I'm confused. That's fine.
Okay. So what have you decided? Are you resting here?
Yes, unless someone tells me to get up and move, resting here. Because nothing come behind us, and they can only come down the tunnel. So
I get my action surge and my second wind back on short rest, so that's okay with me.
So you're doing a long rest or a short rest?
I'm short
doing 4
resting.
hours.
She's long resting.
I don't think a short rest does me any good, so I am just going to stay on alert.
all right, so you're on alert then, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. I'm just. I guess I'll just crack open my book.
And I used 2 dice and got back 27, which got me up to full. So I'm good to
Nice.
go once you're awake.
Perfect.
All right. You take your equivalent of short rest / long rest meditation. I believe that replenishes your spells and pretty much your HP. The only one that doesn't get their stuff back because it's a 4-hour rest is Lucian. You don't get your spell slots back, right?
Right. Long rest.
All right. Okay. Before you stands a very thick, well-made dwarven metal door, banded and barred, clearly locked for a reason. However, you have the key. You have just vanquished your 3 Sekulin raiders. What do you do?
I look at the man, go, on the count of 3, I open it and throw it open.
Go for it.
I put the key in. I turn the lock, go 1, 2, 3, and I'm standing behind the door and swinging it, or we're pushing it open, right? Because it opens inward.
Correct. It opens inward, and as you can see, it's actually inset into the floor and into the cavern on the other side. So it can't even be forced open because the edges of the door, now that you've opened it, you can see that the edges of the door extend a foot below the threshold you're at and a foot in every direction. So the door is about twice the size on the back side as it is on your side.
I think I didn't spend 5 minutes trying to pull it open. All right, I shove it open and I back up behind the men just to make sure I've got some sort of shield.
The door, wham! No, it doesn't. I'm sorry. You can't even push it that hard. Yeah, so
No.
the door, I mean, it's huge and it's made of...
And I have a negative 1 to strength, so
yeah, it's made of huge metal, and you're the one pushing it open. The door opens.
Okay.
It's this massive creaky, and it creaks open. You can see that in front of you is a giant, not a giant, it's a large chamber, about the size, probably, I would say, it opens up into this cavern that's 30 feet wide. And you can see light emanating from within, and you hear the sounds of the ocean.
All right, I walk in and
All
start
right.
looking around.
Very good. You look around and you see more of the crystals aligning the top and the edges of this cavern. Apparently this whole structure is filled with these glowing, kind of like a lightning bug, if you will, right? Amber crystals illuminating the cavernous area below. Instantly you notice that something is keeping the water at bay. The water, as you can see in all directions, directly out into the ocean. The water is actually 15 feet away from you as you're in the center of this chamber on either side. And imagine walking through some of the channels of the Badlands, if you will, where there are pillars and holes that have been carved away by time and the ocean. On either side, it opens up into the ocean, and you can see fish swimming and algae and seaweed and all that. But the cavern itself continues on for as far as you can see in this strange light, probably about 60 feet, and it's perfectly dry in front.
What do we see in the room immediately?
So
Dorks goes picking and poking around.
It's not a room so much as it is a path. You see the ocean. The ocean is all around you, with the exception of this path that's right in front of you. It has a ceiling, if you will. That's the rock from the crag above. But there is a path that is dry and ocean on either side.
I drape my maul across my shoulders and keep walking.
Basically, it's like walking through an aquarium. You see various fish, a sea snake, a couple sharks, moray eel, all the different sea life that you would expect as you're walking through said aquarium. Eventually, you enter a large chamber, kind of like an amphitheater with a giant clamshell as its backing. In the middle of where a stage might be, you see a throne. And atop said throne, you see a very, very familiar face.
Who is it?
Is it Dirk?
Is it Dirk? Is it Spivey?
You see the chosen Second that Val told you of.
And he's just sitting there looking at us?
He's looking at you, just as he once did on the ship, his trident in hand, and he says, "It would appear it's feeding time. Why are you in my realm?"
Out of character, he really wants to go, great question. No,
Seemed like the right thing to do.
right? No,
we were here, there was a door, I don't know.
Killed your friends. I say to him,
No, go for it. Please
like,
do.
Killed your friends, figured you'd like to go join them. Or you can give us the amulet that we came for, and show us the way to the God Forge.
By the way, you see Val's amulet is around his neck.
Of course it is.
You mean my amulet? Yeah.
Well, that takes care of one problem. Now do you know where the God Forge is?
I have a very good idea. What would you want with the God Forge?
We're concerned the sea claims are after it and may know of its whereabouts, or at least have an idea. It's why they attacked the ship.
The Sea Claimed are after it.
I think they might be.
I mean, you were there.
They can try.
Why were you there? If you don't mind my asking, why would you bother with a ship like that?
He looks confused, as if he doesn't quite understand what you're talking about.
Weren't you, a few days ago, there was a ship, you climbed on board, you hit the back of it, do you not recall this?
I don't know what you're talking about. All I know...
Insight check.
Yeah, okay.
I want to, does he truly not remember, basically? I want to incite that.
It isn't even necessarily the same one that was on the ship.
Is he as big? But is he as big as the one?
Yes.
He is, okay.
He's as big as the one.
I see nothing in his shark face. I don't know how to read a shark face.
Yeah, he's pretty stoic. But I mean, when you asked him that, he cocked his head. He really didn't. He's giving you clues.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe enough for you to read. So far of your limited interactions with them, you don't see them as being the bullshitting race. They
mean business, and they want to do, and they down to business. Yeah,
they'd rather pretty much eat you, which he's pretty much ready to do.
So you give us the amulet, you take us to the God Forge, we let you be. That seems like a pretty good deal for you.
Boris, just a moment. You truly do not remember the last week climbing onto Captain Scully's ship and taking someone off the boat. You don't remember hitting the back of the boat. You don't remember me trying to, unfortunately, push you off the ship or slow you down.
You see him put his hand to his nose. He pounds his trident on the edge of the stone throne, the flooring next to it. And this rings out throughout this chamber, this amphitheater. You can feel a second wave as it bounces off this clamshell. That's about 5 times louder than it originally was. And you see the water begins to ripple as the sound emanates out into the ocean.
I immediately go up to the two men. I assume this is going to be rounds, but I gently touch Lucian in the back and cast air bubble on him. As I'm doing that, I'm still talking to the second and be like, we don't need to be your enemy here, but if someone's manipulated you, let us help you find out who so you can exact justice. Is it something to do with the amulet? Have you had that for more than a week?
He says, you seem very interested in my amulet.
There's a shopkeep up top who says it's hers, and she asked us to come get it, but if we were told incorrectly, can you elaborate the situation? Or tell us more of what's going on?
As you're conversing, you notice that the background of the ocean that you can see has changed, as it's now being cluttered with various sea life, including a large variety of sharks and about 5 more succulent raiders. You want my amulet.
Is there a reason we shouldn't take it? If it's yours, and it's yours, but tell us why she would think it's hers, at least.
Did you just say you're going to take it? Then do so. Come and take it.
Fine.
Okay.
I cast air bubble on Boris.
I walk forward towards him, looking up at him.
All right, he's about, like I said, it's a big amphitheater, so he's probably about 50 feet away. On the opposite end, there's a little bit of feet, there's about 10 feet behind him, and it's a pretty large, kind of like an oval or an egg shape, not perfectly round because of the way the water's being held back.
Step by step forward
and
to my death, because
why don't you guys roll for initiative?
Also, you two, thank you so much for letting me trance rest. I appreciate that so much.
It's fine, we're dead.
So I just rolled a 1 for initiative.
20,
so
dirty
I guess
20.
I'm just gonna have a seat, kick back a little bit.
Well, he didn't get much better.
I also took the winter Eldrin form. So my skin's gone blue 20? And icy.
Okay.
Right there.
Nina, you're up.
Great. All right. I was changing my face step thing. Sorry. Okay. I'm going to. Oh, Chalice or we're gonna have to do Chalice because I need to keep you two alive. We're gonna take the bonus action form of the Chalice. I'm then going to action spell Guiding Bolt on him for use at the 2nd level. That's gonna be a dirty 19 to hit, so 24 in total.
That hits.
And nothing said he was going to attack us. He said, "Come take it." But I guess we're fighting now. Let's do this.
Then again, he did say, "Oh, that's right. He did say just come take it, right?"
Yeah, but
can I call off my spell attack?
No, you committed.
Okay, that's fair.
That one's cast.
Can I threaten him with it instead so I don't actually hit him?
Roll that damage, baby.
Roll it.
All right. I'm going to try and hit the amulet string. I'm going to try and hit the chain of the amulet to knock it off his neck.
I don't think
that's
you
what I'm gonna do.
Can, but you can. Okay.
Roll your damage.
It's a
choices were made. It's
that's
A-okay.
Fine. 20 radiant.
That'll do.
Good.
It's a good opener.
So just kaboom right into his chest, and now the next attack has advantage on him.
Anything else?
I glow within a 20-foot radius of me of like starlight, and that's about it, because I'm not getting close to him if I can help it.
Boris, you're up.
I don't know if this is meant to be a combat, but it is now. I'm going to rage.
So
and
you guys had a hat.
Yeah,
you had.
Remember how you said it was really good?
You had
really
potion of invisibility. You had options.
I could still go invisible. I still could.
I am aware of all of this.
I mean, also by the time we were aware of the big shark, he had already spotted us. Like by then, it's a little too late to try to be disguised.
Yeah.
Okay, but you had a giant door. You could have grabbed it. I mean, you had options. Let's just put it this way.
Nah.
but I don't.
We might still have options. So
but I love your choice.
Take 14 damage. I walk up and I slap him in the face with the maul as I whip it off my shoulders.
All right.
You just drop it and leave. And then I'm done.
He reels his head to the side as you smack him, and he slowly brings it back and stares you straight in the face with now his deep red glowing eyes. First of all, he's gonna attack you with his trident, and that's gonna be a hit. 26 for a total of 27 points of damage.
Okay.
But of course, that's half for you, right?
Yeah. It's still not a good feeling, but okay.
No, you don't like it. Well, you guys just totally exchanged blows. So now he's going to try and grab you. I assume you're going to contest it?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, well.
And
if we can trust Boris to do anything, it's contest.
and since I'm raging, I have advantage. 23.
Well, he got a 24.
Fuck that guy. Also bad for him. But I digress.
Sure. And so because he gets 3 attacks, he is now he's trident you. He grabs you with one of his claws, and he throws you across his body to his left and into the ocean.
You have air bubble. You can still breathe.
Okay.
So you are now 30-ish feet away from him, 25 feet away from him, in the ocean. And you very quickly come to realize that you are staring at a number of sea life, including sharks and a Sekulin raider who's looking right at you. And he's even surprised by this.
That makes 2 of us.
Lucian, you're up.
Well, shit. Well, there's relatively little options here. I'm just trying to debate on if I want to try to. Hey, how is Nina's wisdom?
Pretty good.
Okay, I'll probably work.
Like, it's my strongest thing. Whatever you're gonna do it. I have a good chance of succeeding.
What I was gonna say is I was gonna try to use command on you to tell you to run away.
That's what you're gonna fucking do to me. Okay.
Yeah, like, that seems like the ideal thing. But you know what? You have the potion of invisibility. I don't know if you're gonna take it though. It might make the best sense to. Yeah, shit. Let's try that. So I mean, it's gonna cost me my action, but I don't think I'm gonna really do any damage on this thing anyway. So I'm gonna go ahead and cast command on the second one. That is a wisdom saving throw for him.
DC 12.
DC 12.
He saves.
Yeah, kind of thought you might.
It wasn't that far off. He only rolled a 16, so he's got bonuses because you guys didn't notice he spoke to you in common.
No, yeah.
So he's smarter than every other suckling that you've already encountered.
Well, that's gonna be it for my spell slots. What I'm gonna do is I'm still gonna go the non-combat route. I'm going to sheath my sword, and I'm going to just kind of hold up my hands and say, "Listen, this has been a big misunderstanding. Forgive my allies here, my friends. They're a little bit quick to act, but we don't need this to be a fight. We didn't come here looking for a fight. Well, maybe the guy out in the water did, but
maybe
we're not talking about him.
the druid behind you did."
I took it as he wanted to fight the way he's talking. Then again, she's had to deal with Boris this whole time, so maybe she just sees us as a threat now. I don't know.
Anyway, so that's Lucian's turn. He's basically gonna, put the sword away, and he's just trying to end the fight non-combatively if possible. But he's also gonna basically stand there between. Yeah, I'm gonna move to the other side of him, just so that I'm not next to Nina, and basically if he does try to walk away, I'll at least get an unarmed strike opportunity. But so I don't think it's much of a deterrent, but I am going to try to more or less split his attention and try to, walk around to the other side of him as I'm making this placating gesture.
So you are trying to persuade him, correct?
Yes, and I would say my shield is still on my arm. That's not as easy to put away, but I did put away my sword, and trying to persuade him to basically to just kind of laugh it off.
I'll give you this as a free action. Go ahead, make a roll.
So persuasion.
He doesn't believe you.
Doesn't believe me. Yeah, so that's a 5.
Especially when you said that you guys weren't looking for a fight, and before you even finish the conversation, he gets struck. So he doesn't believe you.
Fair enough.
Anything else?
No, that will be it for me.
The only thing that's working in your favor is the fact that you didn't attack him. Now you tried to command him, but you didn't attack him.
Yep. And that command was going to be just to wait, chill.
All right. Anything else?
That is it for me.
All right. Nina.
Seeing what Lucian just did and realizing in her moment of being angry and upset and just general frustration and fearing for everybody in their life, and seeing Boris get hucked into the water, she realizes she has made a horrific mistake.
Your passive perception, you notice as you cast the bubble on Boris. He's in a bubble, right?
It's around his head, yeah.
He's bleeding into the ocean.
I'm not bloody yet, but okay. Still acceptable.
Even the smallest amount from a blow can cause any damage. Can cause this.
Oh,
and he hit you pretty solid.
Can confirm.
I have 2 choices before me, neither of them are great. And I'm hoping this little bit of may turn the tide on this as
Turn the
Nina...
tide. I see what you did there.
Thank you. I'm scared. I'm going to walk up to the Chosen. Free action say, I committed the error. Please don't take it out on them. I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on him. Just a real quick touch, so in case he tries to swipe my head off. And then I'm going to face step away towards the water to try and reach Boris on my next turn. And anything... He's going to be afraid of me, unfortunately. Possibly, if he doesn't succeed his wisdom save. I don't know how close I am to Boris if I get the full 30 feet towards him. If I'm in the water or, like, at the edge.
Right.
So, am I in the water if I go 30 feet? Or am I at the edge of it?
Boris is right at the... He's just barely inside the ocean. Yeah, you can do that.
All right, I'm face stepping, but anyone within 30 feet of me has to make a wisdom saving throw or be frightened of me to the end of my next turn, I believe. And that's my turn. After everyone makes their wisdom save, like all of you have to make it. Any creatures that are within 30 feet of me outside in the water. DC is going to be 13.
Yeah,
it should be 13. So Lucian saves. Boris is terrified of me.
The Chosen saves, but the Secalin that was staring greedily at Boris backs off. Half of the sharks back off, and the rest of them stave off. There's a lot of sharks.
Mm-hmm. No, I figured.
Many.
This was definitely just trying to, like, buy us time.
Yeah.
And do my really shitty apology.
Yeah, okay. That's where you're at. You're next to Boris, who's swimming in the ocean, but behind this barrier, if you will.
He's scared of me, and that's about it. That's the end of my turn until I can do anything next time.
All right, Boris, you're up.
I swim 30 feet into the ocean.
Because he's frightened of Nina.
Because I can't get close to you. So I have to move away. So I swim into the ocean while still bleeding. And then I can't rage. So I lose my rage.
Okay. The Chosen.
Does he get indigestion from eating Lucian? Yeah?
That's a lot of shiny metal he's got to digest.
I just upgraded too.
So he saves from his frenzy. He shakes it off. He moves around to the other side of you and says, "What can you offer me? I have the power of the sea." And he holds his action for your responses.
Yeah, I gotta think about this one.
I'm like, fuck.
You can tell that he's fighting this hard. He's trying to listen to you.
Right. I mean, I don't have anything of value as far as like, well, I think Lucian is going to say, well, I don't know that this would particularly do you a whole lot of good. But, you've got agents, you've got helpers, and I have a nice hat. And then Lucian is going to change, just cast disguise itself on himself to look like one of the Secalin. And kind of go, see? It's a cool hat. I can give you a hat. I think that's that and my service. That's all I have. And that's really all Lucian's got. And he's not going to take any actions. He's just going to essentially don the hat, use the hat, and continue to try to be chill.
He stands down and asks again, "What are you offering?" We're paused combat. We are back in negotiation.
Cool. I think with Lucian, he's got to kind of look over to Nina, and then he's going to walk back over, basically walk up to the Chosen and say, "How about this? You have my full service, anything in my power to do, so long as it does not go against, my friends or cause direct harm to them. Whatever you need of me, I will do in exchange for the amulet. And if that's not enough, that's quite all right. If there's something else I can give, just ask."
He motions to the Secalin that are not feared. You can see him look at them, and they nod, and then they bring Boris back to dry land.
I second wind for 13. So I'm only down 1 now for the second round of this combat. I shove the other Succulent off me once I get to dry land.
So you want my amulet?
I believe, and I look at the other two, and I say, I believe that that's all we came for, was for the amulet. And I think maybe when you told us to come take it, these folks may have taken that as a challenge rather than an invitation. I kind of glare at Dorks.
Nina's head bows because she initiated combat.
Which, if that's what you meant for, that's all well and good, but now that cooler heads have prevailed, if we can offer you something in exchange, I think we'd all be more than willing to do such.
I found it as quite a clear test of your true intent.
Chosen. In my naivety, all I know of you is the screams of a man being pulled from a ship and dying. I didn't want that to happen to them. And again, it is my mistake, and I will pay how you see fit. But I can only offer you my gift of the stars. And I looked at the other two, and a map to the Lost City.
No, you won't.
I already said it out loud.
And then Boris answers me, no, you won't. Don't give a fuck about this amulet for some dumb shopkeeper that wasn't strong enough to keep it in the first place.
I'm curious what she wants with my amulet.
Do you want to go ask her? Is it going to affect you one way or another, whatever she wants?
I think it may.
Oh.
What I want you to do...
Oh, Jesus Christ.
is I want you to give her the amulet. He walks over to a large chest on the side of the throne. He pulls out 3 crystal clear glass vials. You will give me your blood. And he hands each one of you a vial. It's not very large. And that's where we end tonight's session. Everyone, well done. Please...
Don't lie to us. Don't lie to us.
Hold on, save it for now. What's next? Please, everyone, join us for Table for D4. On behalf of this fantastic crew, David, Kaylee, Johnny, and myself, I hope you've enjoyed this fantastic session.
Support us on Patreon because we can really use it. Click like on Facebook. Download us on whatever platform you download your podcasts on. Check us out on Instagram too. All that stuff. It definitely, this is going to be a fun table for D4.
I feel a lecture coming at me and I'm not excited.
Wrap us.
Bye-bye.
Sign us out.
That is your sign out.
Oh my God.
And remember, dorks are dangerous. Bye.
Fucking Nina.
And we're out.
I don't do well with contextual clues.